Alright, here's the second part of this lecture series. I'm going to talk about Pakistan briefly. Pakistan is about twice the size of California, or another way of thinking about it, it's Texas plus Louisiana. That's the size of it. 24% of the area is arable, which means it's basically farmland or farmable. The population of Pakistan is about 164 million people, and most of that, if you look down at the religion part of this, 97% of the population is also Muslim. In fact, Pakistan's formal name is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The median age, or the age at which half the population is older and half the population is younger, is 20 years old, so it's a very young population. If you really look at the age structure, 0 to 14 years, about 38% of the population is 14 years of age or younger. So again, that just sort of backs up that median age. The infant mortality rate is 67 per thousand. And another way of thinking about that is it's about 7 per 100. So it's about 7 children out of 100 don't reach their first birthday. So it's a relatively high percentage. The United States again is around 6.7 per thousand. So it's about 10 times more what the U.S. Average is. The life expectancy for males is 62, for 64 for females, and then 63 overall. And as I stated earlier, 97% of the population is Muslim. Most of the population are Sunnis. The Shia represents about 20% of the population. The Shia portion of the population tends to live in the southern part of Pakistan near the Iran border. So if you take a look at the countries represented here, we have India to the east. We have the Jammu Kashmir area to the north. Here's the northern area near the Hindu Kush. We've got China north of that. We've got Afghanistan to the west, and then Iran to the southwest. So some other places of note on here. Here's Hyderabad. There's also a city of the same name in India, which can be confusing sometimes. We have the Indus River that flows through the middle of Pakistan. Indus and India is where the Indus River is where India gets its name. Even though Pakistan is not part of India any longer, it once was considered to be part of the same territory. And the British basically created this territory in 1947 and called it West Pakistan, and Bangladesh was called East Pakistan, and they basically were run by the same government. Here's the Baluchistan Plateau, which borders southern Pakistan. We have Quetta. Karachi is on the coast. It was a former capital, but the capital was moved a number of years ago to Islamabad because this is the area of the Northern Territories where this is kind of the lawless area that the United States and the coalition forces are having issues with, controlling the movement through the Khyber Pass. And here's Peshawar, the Khyber Pass. The capital of Kabul is located not too far away. And so this is one of the primary corridors between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And you also have the capital of Pakistan here as well too. So this is a very popular zone. It's very mountainous, very rugged, very hilly. It's very similar to I don't have any pictures from Google on here, but I do have a picture later on that we'll take a look at of the Karakoram Mountains. It's much like the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies, and some of the mountainous areas in Colorado and Wyoming, and maybe even more so. It's a very young mountain chain, so it's very rugged. So what else is on here that I need to point out? Here's the Hindu Kush, Tajikistan, and I think that's pretty much it on this one. Here's Lahore. That's sometimes mentioned in the news. Gujarat, sometimes it's in the news as well too. In terms of literacy, you can see obviously the males are far more literate than the females. The southern part of Pakistan tends to be, even though it tends to be a greater percentage of Sunni, it tends to be the more economically developed. Karachi, for example, is a leading city within the region. Very well developed, almost a metropolitan type city within Pakistan. And if it weren't for some of the conflict areas in the northern part of the country, this would be an up and coming country. About 1 in 3 females can read and write, and about half the population over the age of 15 is literate. Now, the legal system when it was under the British was the English Civil Code, but now it's being replaced by the Sharia, which is the Islamic legal system based off of the Quran. So it's slowly becoming more Muslim oriented and less oriented towards English civil law. The chief of state is Asif Ali Zardari, and the head of government is Yusuf Raza Gilani. And then the GDP is around $2,600 a year. Again, if we look at this map, the light-colored areas are lowland areas, which we would sort of expect towards the coast and the Indus River delta, and then the dark green areas are the upland areas. And we'll look at some of the Hindu Kush. And there's actually the Karakorums are up here as well too.